Hi everybody, we've got an 80s classic from Kim Wilde today, Love Blonde, and you're going to love it. Love Blonde because we love her, because she's blonde. Is that what you think it's about? No, it's a self-empowering song, everybody, that we're going to listen to. Because when it comes to Kim Wilde and her songs, this particular one was misinterpreted in the beginning because it's about an empowering song about confidence of alluring women like herself. And the lyrics depict that as someone who's magnetic, someone who's captivating, capable of capturing attention wherever she goes. And Kim always did, always shall be that iconic 80s icon that was so grounded, but she was so in charge of her own empowerment of whom she was. It was fascinating to watch. And she was by no means a dumb blonde, because let's be fair, everybody, she's still singing 4 or 5 decades later, four decades later, sorry. Just like Kylie, just like Cher, just like Madonna, she's up there with the greats. And she's as alluring and as captivating as she was in the 80s. 1983 was the release of this song, and it was track 4 of the album, and I'm just trying to bring it up, the name of the album. I know it's Can or something. Catch as Catch Can. That's what it was. It's 1983, I was right, and it's track 4, one of 11 monster hits of that. I have to say, underrated. But then I remember Kylie Minogue having an underrated album and lots of songs coming off it, and people didn't like Kylie's change. They wanted her back to being more poppy. Well, Kim is kind of like that. She's stuck in the songs Kids in America and all the others, Cambodia, all the others we love her for. And of course, you know, we always will. But when it comes to, you know, let's be respective of the catalogue of music that she had, this to me was one of the most alluring tracks. I loved it. I loved her presence in it, how she looked, how she sang. I thought she was at the peak of her beauty in this. Most people argue Cambodia. I will say no. I found this particular track almost mocking herself, saying, okay, I'm sexy, I'm blonde, but I do have a brain. Because it does describe her as someone who's always on the move, never looking back or waiting for anybody. And that has been the Kim Wilde's career, because to date, 4 decades later, she's still alluring, captivating, and having a great successful career, and appearing in 80s festival concerts and to great adulation from the fans. And she's as clear, as dynamic, and I think her voice is even better live now than it was way back here in 83 that we're about to see. We're going to just sit back and have a great time reminiscing and watching our icon Kim with Love Blonde. Let's enjoy, and I'll come back with just my synopsis of the lyrics, because they're self-evident. They're repetitive, self-evident when you listen to the song, but I'll still give you a breakdown straight after.
She's never waiting on your smile. You could be there
I just think she's amazing. I really do. It is an empowering song, by the way. And when it comes to the lyrics, these are the lyrics. Let's get into them. Verse 1 says, something coming down the street, something static under your feet. Never looking left or right, because she'll just blow you out of sight. And verse 2 continues, she's never waiting on your smile. Devastating. What's in her style? Situation no-go zone, but she'll cut you loose when she's alone. Then the chorus goes into love blonde, love blonde, love blonde. She's got that sensuality for love. And when it comes to the actual song itself, I wonder sometimes if it's self-autobiographical, because it is an empowering song, confident, alluring about the woman. The lyrics depict that, as you've just heard. The song describes her as someone who's always on the move, never looking back or waiting for anyone. She exudes a strong sense of self-independence, as you can see. You see her the way she's floating around the car, and she's like, ah. Kim has always been in charge of her career. Marty Wilde was her father, recently awarded by Prince Charles, I believe, for all his years in the music industry. Congratulations as well. He was a 60s icon, and Kim Wilde is the daughter of the great Marty Wilde. So it's in her to be musically aware. Her brother was in the band, or brothers. So it was a very family orientated band, surroundings, upbringing she had in the music industry. So she is alluring, she is confident, she is empowered. And the one thing she loves to portray is, I'm not a dumb blonde. I might be beautiful, but I'm not dumb. And she isn't. Because she has a strong sense of self-independence. We see that with the lyrics, the song, her concerts, who she is, everything. She's not relying, and never has, on others for validation or happiness. And the lines, let me read, never looking right or never looking left. That's a validation of that, because she'll just blow you out of sight. Suggests that she's too focused on her own path to be distracted by others. The chorus, love blonde, love blonde, love blonde, calling her a love blonde. This phrase likely refers everyone to the physical appearance and the way she carries herself, exuding sensuality, which she still does. Check her out. And confidence. And the repetition of the chorus just highlights her magnetic persona and the effect that she has on those around her. Now it goes into the third verse when it says, and I'll just read it out here. When the boys say, how have you been? What you doing? Can we get in? Eyes flash and lips will smile. But she'll just tease them for a while. And verse 4 continues that. Because now you'll see her now, you don't. You could be there, only you won't. If you've got that savoir-faire, well, that girl knows that she's aware. And then it finishes, LeBlanc, LeBlanc, continuously all the way out for the outro. So the allure and nature of the Love Blonde is there. We've talked about how she carries herself, how that exudes that sensuality. But that whole repetition towards the end, as the third verse touches upon the attention she receives from men while they approach, her in particular. Shh, be quiet, buddy. While they approach, I've got a dog and I hope he doesn't growl at the moment. And she playfully teases them and keeps them guessing. This further emphasizes her control over her own desires and the power she wields in interactions. The bridge suggests that of the song can fulfill her dreams if they're able to meet her standards, and it does encourage them to let go and enjoy the experience of being with her. Overall, Love Blonde celebrates beauty, allureness, independence, charismatic of a woman that is full of it. Even to this day, it highlights Kim's ability to captivate others and showcases her sensuality and confidence in pursuing love and relationships. Well, she's still got us. We're still in love with her. She's an 80 icon, still performing. May it long continue. And may I long continue reacting to her. Love Blonde, Kim, you are a blonde. I love you. Happy Christmas to you all.